How do you currently track and manage student clinical experiences and performance data? Do you need an efficient way to track and monitor their clinical experience and evaluation data? Introducing TracPrac. TracPrac is a digital system that allows instructors and students to communicate in one platform the formative clinical data, the summative evaluation data, and communication tools, all in one secure platform. The TracPrac system consists of a mobile app for students and desktop access via a browser for instructors. The TracPrac app allows students to share the responsibility and record and log their activity performed in clinical settings, labs, and simulations to submit to instructors for immediate validation and evaluation. This helps maintain an accurate and consistent record of all the clinical formative experiences. Let's take a look at the demo, starting with the app demonstration. The students can use the app to sign in and check in for their clinical experience and record their activities for the day. The students will click on the green button at the bottom of the screen to start their day. This also turns on their GPS location services. The app is enabled with all of your clinical sites for the experiences that your students have. When the student is within 500 feet of that clinical location, they can check in for their setting and choose their instructor for the clinical experience and click Save. This starts recording the hours for the student's experience. This also records the data of the location for the student on the report at the end of the experience. We understand that students aren't always able to have phones in the clinical setting, so this is where the student would put the phone away and come back at the end of the clinical day for the post-conference to record all of their activities. Custom program checklists are preloaded in the system to allow students to log the specific objectives or skills required of them in their clinical experiences. Students will click on Add Skills, and then from their skills or objectives categories will then choose the skills or activities they were able to achieve during their clinical experience. When they touch the activity, the next page will request their participation role and any self-evaluation notes for the experience and click Save. All of the activities are added to the record for the completed day. If the students need to have a nurse sign off to verify that they did in fact perform that activity, a digital signature box is available. When the students are finished adding all of the activities for the day and/or objectives that were met, they can now save the session and submit to their instructor. The total time spent in the app to submit the activities is approximately 5 to 6 minutes. The student will click In Session and submit to confirm the record to the instructor for validation and evaluation. The student's activity log will show all pending sessions awaiting approval and all approved activities that have been evaluated by the instructor. Now let's jump into the desktop to show you how the instructors will evaluate the student's activity. In this process, the instructor will be able to see the daily log submitted to them for evaluation. This indicates the number of activities or sessions sent to them by students. As they scroll down, they will see all the student submissions, where they were, the ability to edit the end time, and any signatures they need to verify before evaluating the student. The next step would be to click on Required Action to view the evaluation page. This electronic log will show a combination, or could show a combination, of specific objectives the students may need to meet for that clinical situation, and skills that they may have been able to perform in that setting. We wanted to keep the process for evaluating the student a very quick process, so instructors have time to submit real-time feedback after each clinical experience. Instructors will look at the activity and select multiple items to apply the appropriate performance rating. They will select Rate All to apply it to those checked boxes, choose the performance rating, type any comments that are necessary for the student to review their record, and tag any of the standards for the course that the student met during that performance and click Give Rating. Now the student has been evaluated for those 2 items, and the instructor can continue rating the rest of the activities in the log. If the instructor wanted to apply it to all the activities at once, they can simply choose Select All and Rate All to continue that same process. The evaluated data for each student is aggregated under the Reports tab for the cohort and/or program. Instructors can run reports for each student or all students showing all of the evaluated data. Also filter by skill or objective or other filters to see how the student is progressing. Each record can then be exported into PDF or Excel for program records, verifying the student's activity during the clinical experience. This formative evaluation process supplies the evidence for the midpoint and final summative evaluations for the program. TracPrac offers 2 solutions for summative evaluations. The first option is an interactive digital form that we can digitize for the school so that it becomes an interactive digital dialogue between the instructor and the student. It can be set up one of 2 ways. Either the student initiates the form in TracPrac on a browser to complete the self-evaluation, or the instructor initiates the form to complete an evaluation for the student to acknowledge. This digital evaluation form is customized for the school, so all the content and standards are listed per the school's requirements. Content related to the rubric is embedded in the form for the students and instructors. The instructors will select the student, put in the clinical site or any pertinent data in the fields, and then can evaluate each standard for the student for the midterm and/or summative evaluation. The format of the form is completely customizable to the requirements and specifications of the school and allows the instructor to select the rating and/or score for each objective and type custom notes if needed. Once all areas are scored and instructor comments are entered, the instructor can now submit to the student for completion. The student receives a notification to log into TracPrac and review their evaluation. Upon reviewing their evaluation, they click Continue Eval to see the instructor's comments and/or scoring. Once the student has reviewed the evaluation, it's now ready to submit for acknowledgement and type additional comments. The student has the ability to view the detail of the evaluation form at any time and/or export it into a PDF for their own records. The second option that TracPrac offers for the midterm or summative evaluation is an on-demand template with custom fields. The instructors can go in and select the student's name and enter each field as indicated, choose whether it's a midterm or final, select the objective from the drop-down and the rating, and type in custom comments for each of the standards met. They can add additional standards to the form for as many as needed. This provides an efficient digital process and a consistent process for all instructors to contribute to the student's evaluation form based on the formative evidence. TracPrac offers additional interactive clinical communication tools for the clinical development for students at each level, including journaling, SBAR e-communication, as well as in-app chat, and also clinical learning contracts to support the communication of clinical remediation. This concludes our video demonstration. If you have additional questions or would like to see additional features of the TracPrac digital system or discuss implementation ideas for digital evaluation, please contact us toll-free or via email. Thanks for viewing our product demonstration of TracPrac Digital Clinical Evaluation. Thank you.